How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name's Keaton, and in this video we're talking about why you need to stop using stock photos in your advertising, on your websites, on your social media, everywhere, if you're an orthodontist or any sort of other local business owner. But to start out, I'm going to tell you a story. I signed a client a while back, 8 or 9 months ago now, from Temecula, California, Dr. Rucker. And so when we were getting set up, I told him, yeah, sometimes we use stock photos. They work pretty well. And he was like, absolutely not. We are not going to use stock photos on any of my ads. And I was like, oh, okay, why? And this is what he said. We have absolutely no reason to use stock photos on our ads. We're creating beautiful smiles every day at Rucker Orthodontics. We don't need these stock photos. Amazing. I wish more people thought like him. He definitely helped me correct my view on stock photos. So in this video, we're going to talk about why you shouldn't be using stock photos and what you can use instead to have successful ads and successful marketing all across the board. Really, there's only 2 reasons why you shouldn't use stock photos. The first one is that it screams corporate. The only thing you have over corporate dentistry or any sort of other person that's undercutting you on price is the fact that you're local and that you're not a corporation. So why would you try to look like a corporation when your only point of differentiation is that you're not one? There's an incredible book about this by Seth Godin called Guerrilla Marketing for the Home-Based Business. I know you're not home-based, but in the book over and over he talks about how these guerrilla marketers or these home-based businesses, how their size is their strength. Being small allows them to be more nimble and also to add personal touches that corporations just can't because they have so much bureaucracy. Corporations can spend millions of dollars on advertising and not really care if they see a positive return on investment because they make so much money. And what's ironic about that is that you can afford to be different and it's cheaper, and they can't afford to be different and it's more expensive. So that is your point of differentiation. So don't use stock photos simply for that reason. And then number 2 is that it just flat out doesn't perform as well. What you see on the screen right now is a comparison of 3 offices with stock images in their ads to 3 offices with non-stock images. Actually, the one you see on the top is not stock photos, but it did include an element of stock like images. And so what you see on the bottom is just static pictures of a doctor and a patient. This is the results from those ads, whereas the ones on the top are from stock images or other sorts of like fancy videos that we tried making for clients. On average, over a 30-day period, the non-stock photos outperform the stock photos by more than 375%. That is a lot. I mean, look at that. Cost per messaging conversation is so much lower. The clicks are so much higher. The click-through rate is much higher. The cost per click is much lower. And you know, some of these were even in like kind of more expensive areas and they were still doing much better than the stock photos. So anyways, I know that's only 2 reasons, but honestly, that's enough for me. It should be enough for you as well. So now that I've convinced you not to use stock photos, you're like wondering, what should we use instead, Keaton? I'm going to tell you something that will help you understand this. You are your niche. So let me say that again. You are your niche. What this means is that every business has a niche, something that they work in. So with orthodontics, you're in the niche of straightening teeth. If you're a swim school, you are in the niche of teaching kids how to swim. But to be very successful within that niche, you need to create another niche. For example, as a marketing agency, we work in the niche of orthodontics. We have the niche of marketing, which is very, very broad. And then we work in orthodontics with this, which is pretty specific. But then within that, we also work only with chatbots and messenger marketing. We work in a very differentiated market. So an example of this with orthodontics is something that Dr. Tyler Coles mentioned to me one time, is the difference between his practice, Premier Orthodontics, and Dr. Stuart Frost, who runs Frost Orthodontics in Arizona. Technically, they're competitors, but because they try to attract such different types of patients, they don't really compete at all. Premier Orthodontics is much more focused on affordability, and Frost Orthodontics is much more focused on attracting high value, high paying clients, and they charge much more for their services. So their marketing speaks to that, and they have defined their niche within their niche. So what you need to understand is not only do you have a niche as an industry, but you have a niche as a person. You are your niche. So if you're an Asian doctor, you're naturally going to attract more Asian patients. You'll be happier, the patients are going to be happier, they're going to be more attracted to becoming your patient because of your heritage. That's just how it works. So what you should do is post pictures of you with your happy patients. So this helps people because it allows them to calm the fear that they're going to be treated by this like corporation and see that they're just going to be working with a real person who treats real patients. And these pictures should be everywhere. They should be on your website, they should be on your ads, they should be on your Instagram, your Facebook, any other social medias that you're using. You should only be posting photos of what's actually happening within your office. That's what you need to be focusing on. So I hope this video was helpful. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment down below, asking me any questions. You can schedule a call with my team below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other videos that we release every week.